Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 19 of the Foot Basket Podcast. I'm glad you tuned in today. I'm glad you're here. For any new subscribers, I'm glad that you found this podcast. I hope that you like, subscribe, and comment, and continue to stay in tune with Foot Basket Podcast. Also, there's an Instagram you could check out. It's called Foot Basket Podcast on Instagram. You can go stay in tune and stay updated with everything Foot Basket Podcast related. Um, Playoffs is here. I can't wait to start watching these games, going so in depth with them. Playing is this week, and I'm so excited for that as well. I can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna be so tapped into that, and I'm gonna have so much good stuff for y'all to come into these episodes and hear from Ronnie, from me. I just want to also just thank everybody that tapped into the last video. Last video got a good amount of views. The past two videos have gotten I think combined 100 views or something like that. I also know that there's a high percentage of you guys, like over 60%, that watch this video but aren't subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button. It's free. Um, and it just helps me out. I want to first give all the glory to God, allow me to do this podcast, allow me to be here today, allow me to continue to grow, allow this podcast to grow, the subscribers, the views, the likes, all of it to grow. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. And I know that God will bring the final result. I think all the people that are just my day ones, that are in here today, enjoying the show, enjoying every episode that comes out. If there's some of y'all in here that come to every single episode and tap in, I really appreciate the love, for real. Again, you can also just text me anytime on Foot Basket Podcast account or my main account. Let me know any feedback, anything you want me to do more, anything you want me to do less, anything like that. I'm open to all of it. I'm just starting this, even though we're about to hit 20 weeks. Next episode will be the 20th episode. That's 20 weeks of Foot Basket Podcast, which is crazy to think about. It was 20 weeks ago that I first started, but it's been a great journey. So again, I just really want to thank all the subscribers, the viewers, everybody that taps into these videos. I'm so grateful. If it's your first time, this stay, especially during playoffs, I'm a definitely tap in and give you some good stuff to look at. I don't have any football today. I didn't have any football these past couple weeks. So for my football fans, I apologize. The NBA playoffs is here though, so we gotta really tap into that. Something I do want to bring up though for football, low key, is I know there's some trade rumors when it comes to AJ Brown. I did find out through some sources and stuff like that that, like, if if the Eagles wait till June, which I don't know how many Eagles fans are in here, but if the Eagles wait till June to trade AJ Brown, they have 13 million in dead cap, versus if they trade him today, they would have 46 million in dead cap or something like that. So June, we might see AJ Brown out of there. I know the Eagles definitely have some good wide receiver depth. So yeah, there's already been trade rumors as it is, and it wouldn't make sense for the Eagles to trade him now. But June, hey, if you're an Eagles fan, you might want to tap in and see what they can get out of AJ Brown. Definitely that defense would be a great pickup for the Eagles and stuff like that. So I think I heard like the Patriots are tapped into getting AJ Brown after they lost Diggs. Um, Even though the Bills just picked up DJ Moore, they could also use another wide receiver as well. Even my Broncos, Cortland Sutton is cool. He's a third down guy. But hey, let's go get AJ Brown as long as he gets his receptions. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have anything football related. And to be honest with y'all, I don't even have any games to go over because, oh my goodness, bro, I tapped into some of these games, bro. I could even name 5 players on the court, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. There was some games where, like, bro, they were throwing people out there I ain't never heard in my life. I remember I watched like 30 seconds of an NBA game. I saw who was on the floor and I tapped out of it. I was like, nah, I can't do this. I know I know Jokic just played 20 minutes the last Spurs game just so he could be eligible for NBA awards. I know they're also still figuring out what they're gonna do with Luka and his eligibility, if they haven't accepted it yet. Which is crazy because I'm pretty sure NBA voters are starting to put in their votes now, and they don't even know if Luka's eligible or not because it hasn't been confirmed. When it comes to him missing those 2 games for the birth of his child, and if they do allow those games to be appealed, I think is the right word, that he'd be eligible. So, and I also know this week Cade came back and he looked good, which is good for the Pistons, good for that team going into the playoffs. I can't wait to go. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get over this episode, get over these playoff matchups that I have. I'm gonna be going over every playoff matchup that they already have set up, and I'm gonna be doing my own predictions of who I think is gonna make the upsets, who I think is gonna go to the final, stuff like that. Um, and then how many games, things of that nature. So there's some banger matchups that we have, and I know this playoffs. I know last year's playoffs was insane with the game winners from the Pacers, the game sevens that we had with the Nuggets Clippers was a game seven, Nuggets Thunder was a game seven. Um, I'm pretty sure the Thunder had two game sevens if I'm not mistaken. Or the two game sevens might be the Nuggets and the Pacers, but last year playoffs was a banger. That Clippers Nuggets series was one of the best series I've ever seen, for sure. But I know this year, especially that out west, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and I think out east we could definitely see some upsets happening. So let's first go over the play-in. I feel pretty confident about the East or actually I don't know if I feel too confident. So we'll start with the East. With the 7-8 or we'll start with the 9-10 matchup, which is the one I'm least confident about, which is the Hornets at the 9 seed versus the Miami Heat. Of course, the winner of this goes into play for the 8th seed against whoever loses the 7th and 8th seed playing. So this Hornets Miami game, again, like I've talked about throughout um this show through all these episodes, is that Eric Spoelstra is a great coach for a one game type of opportunity. I think if he was a college basketball coach inside the March Madness type of bracket, I think he'd make Final Four a lot more times than he wouldn't. And I think playing against a really good coach matters when it comes to one game elimination. But again, I really hope this Hornets team win, because like I think the Hornets team is gonna look so much better and so much fun to watch in the playoffs. They've been one of the best teams since January 1st, having one of the best net ratings, stuff like that. Um, Again, but this Heat team has Eric Spoelstra. They have the experience. They have these, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. These people that have already been played together. They've already made the play-in games. But it'd just be so much better for the league if the Hornets made it. Being everybody's favorite team right now. If you're not really tapped into the NBA, the Hornets, you gotta tap into the Hornets game, because bro, the Hornets were so fun to watch. Ever since they really incorporated Musa into that starting lineup, and they can't lose games with Musa at the starting five. So my prediction will be that the Hornets win this game. And they will be playing the Magic. I think the 7th, 8th seed, which is the 76ers versus the Magic, I think the 76ers will win and become the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. I don't think the Magic has been. I know Paolo's been looking better. Desmond Bane has been on and off this year, but he's on a kind of a hot streak right now. But I think which again, it's not like this team's gonna like purposely lose, but I think it's better for organizations to kind of have this reset, even have a chance in a lottery. If they lose this game, they'd be in a lottery, which I don't think they're going to win a number one pick, but like, there's a possibility you could jump up or just even get a lottery pick, which is really good. Especially in this year's draft class. Excuse me. But like, I'd rather see the 76ers be in this playoffs with Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Paul George's the way he's been hooping. VJ Edgecombe being in a playoff series and see what he can do as a rookie. That'd be Con Knipple and what's his name, VJ in the East being the top three rookies, being in the playoffs, that'd be good. That's also just good for the league as well. But yeah, I got the 76ers winning that Magic matchup, and so the Magic would be playing the Hornets, and I definitely get the Hornets in that game. I think the Hornets harder game is going to be the Heat. I think if they play the Magic, they will smack the Magic, in my opinion. My fault, Magic fans, but like, there's no point in y'all going to the playoffs because y'all is not beating the Celtics or the Pistons. And to be honest with you, I don't think the Hornets is either. But like, at least it would be more fun of a game, bro. I just think the Magic's gonna get BTA every game. They got BTA last year when they played the Celtics in the first round. I think it was a 4-1 series. I hope this is just a reset for the Magic. Fire your coach, get a new coach, get a new program, get an identity. Because that defensive identity y'all had is completely gone. Y'all went from like a top 5 defense last year to middle of the pack to below average even. So yeah, my final out of the East is the Hornets at the 8th seed and the 76ers at the 7th seed. Let's go to the West for the play-in. The Warriors and the Clippers game. It's hard to see Curry in a one game elimination because that boy could drop 50. But which we even saw with that Rockets game that he played 22 minutes, 28, 25 minutes, 29 minutes, something like that, and he literally dropped like 30 points, but it didn't matter because the Rockets won that game, which it was a really close game. But I'm hoping it happens here because there's no point of the Warriors being in the playoffs, in my opinion. The Clippers and Kawhi and how they've been playing has been looking like a more fun team, a more complete team, a more team to make a playoff series more enjoyable to watch and it just be upset or not an upset, just a sweep. So I think the Clippers win this play-in series again or play-in game against the Warriors, um, and I have them since they're the 9th and 10th seed. They're gonna be playing the Trailblazers and the 9-8 play-in seed. And at 7-8, I have this is the Suns versus the Trailblazers. I have the Suns winning this game. They're a very hard team to play against because they play so aggressively. They play so aggressively on defense. And with Dylan Brooks being back, you have kind of that offense and that defense because Dylan Brooks was averaging like 20 points before he got injured. But you have Dylan Brooks back into the lineup. The Suns just got back healthy, so they're going to be playing hard for this game. And I don't think the Trailblazers have enough talent besides that boy Denny, because that boy Denny Coop, to really just outmatch this Suns defense and stuff like that, especially offensively. Because without Denny, there is no offense on this Trailblazers team. So we have the Suns winning that 7th seed going against the Spurs, and I have the Clippers versus the Trailblazers in that last play-in game, and I have the Clippers winning this game. Again, I think the Clippers would just look like more of a better and complete team to play in a playoff series for it to not to be trash, for not to be a sweep. Is there any way the Clippers or the Trailblazers beat the Thunder in a 7-game playoff series? Heck no. But I think the Clippers will make it at least 4-1 or even like a 4-2 possibly. I think the Trailblazers was there before. Even though the Trailblazers beat it was like OKC's first loss in the beginning of the year, so maybe I might have to switch it up because Trailblazers was the first. I'm pretty sure Trailblazers was the first loss that OKC had in the beginning of the season when they went like 24-1, and we thought they were going to be the best team of all time. But yeah, so that's my final bracket. I'm gonna name it. 1-8 matchup. We have the OKC versus LA Clippers. The 4-5 is already met for us. We're in the West. It's Lakers versus Rockets. 3-6 is the Nuggets versus Timberwolves, and then 2-7 is the Spurs versus the Suns out east. The 1-8 is gonna be the Pistons Hornets. The 4-5. Oh my goodness, this gonna be one of the better playoff series. Cavaliers and the Raptors. 3-6 is Knicks versus Hawks, and then 2-7 is Celtics versus 76ers. Let's get into who I think is gonna win. Who I can't. Some of these games are gonna be amazing. Let's start with the East. So my 1-8 matchup, like I said, is gonna be the Pistons versus the Hornets. Pistons being a hard defensive team, they've shown that even without K that they can play and win games. When K went down with his injury, they were still winning games. Dennis Jenkins stepped up, and I think with this coaching that JB has brought, almost winning coach of the year, shout out JB. Of course, I feel like they're gonna win this playoff series, but I think with the offense that this Hornets team has, with the amount of threes that they shoot, which they be shooting some excessive threes. We be seeing LaMelo, shoot the one-legged threes from deep if they aren't stepping up. I think the Hornets can get 2 games out of this series. That's my take. I got the Pistons winning in 6. I got the Hornets just winning 2 games, and which is perfectly fine. Just for them to get some playoff experience, get a win or 2. It'll be Pistons in 5 or 6, but I think I got a little bit of love for Charlotte over there, so I'm gonna give them 2 games. But yeah, Pistons in 6. This next playoff series is literally, I think, is gonna be top 3 playoff series throughout this whole playoffs. The Cavaliers and the Raptors, and I have the Raptors in 7. Which it's not a big upset. It's a 4-5 matchup, but I have the Raptors, which I think people going to this matchup, they think the Cavs are for sure winning this. So I think it's a big enough upset. But I think the way this Raptors team plays defensively is actually gonna work against this Cavs team. I don't know how much they played this season, which they definitely have, but I can't remember from the top of my head. But I think the Raptors are really gonna come into this game not coming off of playing pressure. They're gonna work defensively, and I think they're gonna have an okay enough offense to win them this game, win them certain games throughout the series. Um, I think this Raptors defense is really gonna step up. Donovan Mitchell is gonna have him a great series, but like if the I mean, there's also just a lot of pressure on the Cavs as well. Not much as James Harden, but like Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and that whole coaching staff has so much pressure just because we've expected the last 3-4 years, ever since Donovan Mitchell has gone over there, that they're gonna win the East. They're gonna go far in the playoffs, and I think that pressure can get to them again, which it already has. We've seen, of course, before James Harden got there, that the bigs weren't playing so well, and I think we've seen it in other playoff series where like last year, Jarrett Allen couldn't do anything on the floor. Evan Mobley 2 years ago, I believe, not his DPOY year, but the one before that. In that playoff series, he didn't. He the youth showed, and I know he's older now, but I think the Raptors have the take in this playoff series. I think it's gonna be one of the greater series. I think it's gonna go to 7. I have the Raptors. The 3-6 matchup, I got the Knicks in 5. It's even surprised for the Hawks to be here, but like I put a lot of respect to the Hawks. After just trading away their technically franchise player, Trae Young was definitely going to be it was the franchise player, but he was kind of injured, so it kind of started dying a little bit. But trading your franchise players, trading away Porzingis, and kind of going into the selling era, but then going on a 12-game win streak because Jalen Johnson and Nikhil Alexander Walker become most improved candidates out of nowhere. And I think it was really good for the regular season, but coming into a 7-game series where the coaching matters so much and the experience with your teammates and what chemistry you have is going to matter so much. And this Knicks team is one of the more complete teams and been the same teams throughout all these teams in the NBA. They've had like the same lineup, for the past 4 or 5 years, ever since they've bought into the now. I think the Knicks will handle business here in a 5-game series. Knicks winning 4-1. Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. I think this is going to be a banger playoff series as well. I think even though it's a 2-7, I think the 76ers are going to pull out either 2 or 3 games here. I got the Celtics winning in 6 games or 7 games. I think Joel Embiid is going to have himself a great series. Paul George has been hooping crazy lately, and if you could translate that to the playoffs, it would be such a dub for the 76ers. I know that backcourt of VJ and Tyrese are literally one of the best defensive backcourts when it comes to just stocks. They get so many steals as a backcourt, and I think in a 7-game series, the possessions, the turnovers are gonna matter so much. It's because the game is so much slowed down. There's not as much substitutions. People get more tired, stuff like that. So like lazier passes happen. So I think this backcourt of VJ, Tyrese they were really like the leading backcourt like 2-3 months ago in the NBA for like the whole season. When it comes to just steals per game, and Tyrese is gonna show out. I know Tyrese is gonna show out as well. So I guess even though the Philadelphia 76ers are gonna win this game and they're gonna make it a close series, I got Celtics in 6 or 7. It might be a 7-game series, even though the Celtics are such a smart and dominant team. I think the 76ers aren't gonna let it go too easily. But I got the Celtics in 7. All right, so that's my first round for the East. Let's go to the West. The 1-8 matchup between the Thunder and the Clippers. This is gonna be a 5-game series. I think Kawhi is gonna have one. I think it's gonna be a close game. Even it's gonna be a game that the Clippers should have even won, but Kawhi Lee dropped 45. But it didn't matter. Dropped a little 20 piece. Kawhi hit a little game winner, and the Clippers get a game. But I think the Thunder is gonna take care of business. They're gonna start off their playoff run with a little rest after their 5-game series. Before they yo, no, I'm not even trying to hate it, which I'm not hating on the Thunder. They're a great team, but they look at a little easy run to Western Conference Finals. Once again, the conference finals, whoever they play is gonna be a hard team. But like after winning this game, they got the Lakers or the Rockets. Hey man, but I think the Thunder's for sure gonna win this matchup. I think it's gonna be in a 5-game series, so I got OKC and 5. Lakers Rockets. Again, there's so much in the air about this matchup, and like me choosing this team is like could literally mess up my whole. I think so far with the East. I think I'm for sure 100%. I think the Raptors are gonna make an upset, which I think is a a crazy take, but I think it's gonna be like one of the only upsets that we're really gonna have. The Pistons gonna for sure win their series. The Knicks are for sure gonna win their series, and I think me calling out a really close series between Boston and Philadelphia is gonna be something as well. But this Lakers Rockets game, we have no idea because we don't know what Luka's gonna be looking like. We don't know what Reeves is for sure gonna be looking like. I know I saw a report that he just came back from Spain, and they're gonna be reevaluating him now that he came back from Spain and went through all the process that he went through for the medications or whatever it was. So like a lot of this depends on when these guys come back and what are they coming back for the playoffs? Are they coming back in the middle of the playoffs? I ultimately chose Rockets. Again, I can't even tell you what game because it really just depends on what. Because like if Luka and Reeves are out the whole playoff series, it's Rockets in 5. And I don't even think the Rockets are that good to be beating a team in 5 in the playoffs in the West. But like again, there's so much in the air when it comes to the health of that backcourt that was really carrying this team. Like there was times where like it was just Reeves and Luka just trying to cook while like LeBron was hitting a couple other shots, but like the Rui Hachimuras, the DeAndre Aytons, the Jackson Hayes, the Jake LaRavias weren't doing anything. It was just Reeves and Luka just taking turns having ISO plays coming off the screen and stuff like that. And with both of them gone, it's just. Even though that boy, Yachty, y'all probably don't even know this, but that boy LeBron was averaging like 28, 9, and like 13 in like the last 3 games after Luka and Reeves got injured. But I think he was playing bad teams. I can't remember the teams he was playing. But yeah, I have Rockets in 5, but like this is the most up in the air about because we don't know for sure what's gonna be happening with Luka and Reeves. I think Luka will be playing. I think he might even be starting like the first game, but I think Reeves might be out. At least halfway through the series. So we'll see what ends up happening. If Luka plays first game, like I'm attending, then I think I got the Rockets in 6. Because Luka can win you 2 games by himself. But yeah, that one such a. I hope it doesn't mess up my whole playoff set because I feel like my playoff set's a banger right now. The 3-6 matchup, which as a Denver fan, I did not want to play this Timberwolves team. I was really hoping we low-key dropped down from 3 seed to the 4 seed. To play the Rockets, because if we play the Rockets, I got us beating them in 5 or 6. Now the Timberwolves, I think, even though they've had so many ups and downs throughout the season, they're one of those teams that can really step up in the playoffs. Having a great coach like Chris Finch, having a playoff riser like Anthony Edwards, and even shout out that boy Naz Reid is one of the best players when it comes to like role players that like taps in during the playoffs. So you have players like that just kind of scares you as a Nuggets fan, or even like anybody that the Timberwolves play, because these guys can just go off one night and get them a game and get that momentum that they need. So I did not want to play this Timberwolves team, but I got the Nuggets in 6. Again, I think like Anthony Edwards is really gonna rise during this series, and he's gonna continue to show why he's one of the better players in the world. I got like Naz Reid and Ayo Dosunmu even though he's only been there for a few months. I think Ayo Dosunmu is even step up. We've seen multiple games for this season. Ayo Dosunmu has been playing great. He's had games where he's a leading scorer, stuff like that. Anthony Edwards wasn't there. But I got my Nuggets in 6. But I did not want to play the Timberwolves team because I think there's a chance that like this team could take us to 7, and the momentum of Ant dropping 30 in one half can change this game just like that. So, but yeah, I have the Nuggets winning in 6. Spurs versus Suns. This is a harder one to think about low key. You have a newer coach, and you have the identity of being the rough defensive team going against a. To be honest, the Spurs are just a two-sided team where they're great offensively and great defensively. Of course, you have the defensive system of Wemby, but they also have the offense with them as well. I have the Spurs winning this series. Is it 5 or 6? Can Phoenix win 2 games with Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Colin Gillespie, Mark Williams? I got Phoenix win. I got Spurs winning in 5. I think there won't be any sweeps in the first round. I think Phoenix will take a game. I think their defense is good enough to be able to take a game. Whether or not they can score against Wemby doesn't matter too much. They're a good 3-point. They're a good 3-point shooting team. Even though Wemby could block them 3-point shots, I I think the Suns will take a game out of this series, but I think the Spurs ultimately come out on top. So, yeah, let's get into the East because, oh my goodness. This, in my opinion, I think will be the best series in all the playoffs. So we're going to the East. I had the Pistons winning the 1-8 matchup. I had the Raptors winning the 4-5. So in the next round, the conference semis, we have Pistons versus Raptors. Oh my goodness. Two of the better defensive teams in the NBA. Just straight up hustle, in which this is the teams that I love, even though which is crazy because I'm a Nuggets fan and there is nothing like that. Two of the most hustle and defensive minded teams in the NBA going at each other. Both offenses are just mid. I feel like we're gonna be watching like a 1990 Pistons versus Rockets game or something like that. Keem versus what is that? Who's on that Pistons team back in the day? Like Rasheed Wallace and then that's more like 2000s. But bro, like Ben Wallace and them, bro. I feel like we're gonna be watching a series like that, where it's gonna be, people gonna come out there with bloody noses, black eyes, bruised rib cages. I feel like that's what we're gonna be seeing on this playoff series. I'm looking. Okay, so like I have my notes written down, and I'm looking at who I picked, and I'm kind of thinking like, do I want to change my mind? I think this will be a 7-game series. Who do I have winning in a 7-game series? Pistons versus Raptors. Amen. Bold people take bold shots. I got Raptors upsetting the Pistons. After upsetting the Cavaliers, you're going to be upsetting the Pistons to go to the conference finals. I think this Raptors team is good. I think this Raptors team is better than they've shown this season, what people think they are. They don't have the superstar like Cade Cunningham. They don't have the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They don't have the Jalen Brunson. But boy, do they have just a group of guys that will just throw everything at you and give it all. And I low-key mess with that more. And I think by this second round, by a 7 games, or wait, because I had the Pistons. I can't remember if I had the Pistons winning that game against the Hornets. And I think I said in 6. Having 6 games after Hornets and having a 7-game series with the Raptors, I think the Raptors will be able to, with how good their defense is, clamp up this offense that is already so weak when it comes to just being Cade and you just got Cade out there. I got the Raptors win this game. I know it's a bold take, but like this is gonna be my dark horse upset team of the playoffs. It's gonna be the Raptors. It's gonna be one of the better teams to watch. And I know it's a risky one. I could just make it easy, just do a 1-2 matchup with the Pistons, and I'm not trying to spoil it by the Celtics in the conference finals. And the same thing on the other side. We have a 1-3 matchup, and I could have just made it easy like that. But I have a 5-seeded Raptors going to the conference finals. And again, so to go over this other Eastern Conference team, like I said, I already have the Celtics, but Celtics versus Knicks played each other last year. Jason Tatum gets injured. Bro, this is gonna be a banger series too, because this is Jason Tatum's revenge series coming back into Madison Square Garden. I think Jason Tatum's gonna take over this series. I think the rest of the playoffs, Jaylen Brown's gonna be that star, that MVP. If they went to the finals, I think he'd win the finals MVP. But boy, Jason Tatum back in Madison Square Garden, he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna go different, and he's gonna prove why if he was playing last year, they would have beat the Knicks. So I do have the Celtics win this series. I'm saying in 6. I have the Celtics being the Knicks in 6. To go in the conference finals against the Raptors. Let's go out to West, where we've already spoken about the conference semis. So let's go over the conference finals. We have the Thunder versus the Nuggets. Played each other last year, went to a 7-game series, and that boy Alex Caruso became the best player in the world. In that 7th game, if you don't know, go tap into that 7-game series because my boy Jokic got clamped by Alex Caruso. Because we would have won that game and won the finals. But anyways, not gonna have this time. I think the Nuggets are finding a little bit of Cam Johnson. Literally these last 5 games, Cam Johnson has been looking a little bit better. He's been taking his shots. He's been making his shots. He's been making plays. Defensively and offensively, and I really hope by the time we get to this finals, after beating Timberwolves, after beating Spurs, Cam Johnson finds his place, and that's all that matters to completing this team fully. Because we have the Valanciunas on the bench now. We have the Tim Hardaway he can give you 30 in one game from just hitting straight threes, 10 threes in a row. that starting lineup of Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, and Cam Johnson's already so strong. We have the firepower off the bench. Even if you got like Julian Stroughton, who dropped like 40 last year as well in the playoffs. I think Cam Johnson's the missing piece when it comes to how good this Nuggets team can really be. Just having that reliable guy in the corner where teams that are good defensively can't leave him open, because like a lot of times we see in these games, even during the regular season, that like, hey man, if Cam Johnson can't shoot, we finna go double Jokic, double Murray, leave that boy in the corner, and if he makes a shot, we live with it. But I want, hopefully by this time that this series comes, that Cam Johnson established who he is, and that will win us in a 7-game series against the Thunder. Cam Johnson has a clutch streak in the 7th game. Watch me call it right there. Watch me call it right there. But yeah, I got the Nuggets going to the finals, beating the Thunder in a Game 7. How can I sleep on my? How can I? Yo, listen. I know it's probably about 75% of y'all that is like, Ronnie, you are tripping. You is biased. Am I gonna root against my team? You telling me if your team was one of the better teams in the NBA? This is not biased. That's straight facts. You Nuggets are a top 5 team in the NBA, guaranteed top 5. In my opinion, they're top 3. In my opinion, they're top 3. You telling me you're gonna root against your team? Now I don't want to hear no comments saying, "Bro, Ronnie, you is biased. Yo, Ronnie, you is tripping. The Thunder is the best team in the NBA." Bro, I don't care about none of that. My Nuggets is gonna win this playoff series. We're going to the finals. Jokic he's probably not gonna win MVP because these voters moving different. They lay that shade, which shit, I'm not gonna lie, you look really good this season, boy. You look really good this season, boy, and it's unfortunate because my boy Jokic is averaging triple dub, and it's gonna be overlooked because this man Shea wants to go tap into 81 games straight of being the most efficient guard of all time. But anyways, like I was saying, Jokic gonna prove why he should win MVP, things of that nature. It feels up to me though, Jokic will be winning MVP because I'm not gonna be going against my team. Come on, bro, it's happening. So then in my conference finals out east, we have the Celtics and the Raptors. I think this is where the experience of the Celtics have, the playoff experience, the maturity, the coaching, all of it will finally beat the Raptors. But I think this playoff series won't be as good as the Raptors playing the Pistons or the Raptors playing the Cavs. I think just like I said, the coaching experience, the playoff experience, the maturity that the Celtics have, the players, the star power, all of it. I think what the Celtics have is really good. I think you're gonna beat this Raptors team in 6 or 5. I think it's in a 5-game series, 6-game series, and no, I think it's gonna be a 5-game series. This Celtics team is also really good defensively. Excuse me. So I got Celtics in 5. So we have the Celtics versus the Nuggets in a NBA Finals, in my opinion. Nuggets versus Celtics. These are two teams that are not crazy defensively. They're good defensive teams, but not crazy. Nuggets are kind of mid defensively. So Celtics being one of the better teams, but not like a team like the Raptors, not like a team like the Pistons that's gonna make this playoff series chirpy. They're not gonna make this playoff series coming out with black eyes like that Pistons Raptors series is gonna be. Which I really hope the Raptors beat the Cavs, because boy, the Pistons Raptors series is gonna be the best series of this playoff series for a playoff picture for sure. But this game is gonna be straight good fundamental basketball. I think, in my opinion, the Nuggets versus the Celtics. There won't be a lot of talking ish. It'll be straight up just bucket after bucket. I think it's gonna go to a Game 7. And like I said, bro, I ain't rooting against my team, so don't even think I'm choosing the Celtics in a 7-game series. I got the Nuggets winning this. I got Jokic winning Finals MVP because he didn't win his MVP because that boy got snubbed. He got snubbed. But yeah, that's who I got winning my finals. I had the Nuggets beating the Celtics in a Game 7. But boy, I can't wait for these playoff series. I be watching my full NBA games on my one streaming service. Boy, I'm about to go shopping. I'm about to go shopping today because boy, yo, the NBA. Let me rant about this before I end off. The NBA, bro. Why is it if I want to watch freaking Mavericks versus Nuggets, I gotta download this app, pay for this subscription. But if I want to go watch Raptors versus Magic, no, I already got the right subscription. But if I want to go watch Spurs versus Phoenix, I gotta go download this subscription, bro, gang, like, yo, how much bread are you trying to take away from me, bro? Adam Silver, listen, I know you're trying to make that bread, you're trying to get your revenue, and I respect it, bro. Y'all created the NBA Cup, that brought you some bread. Y'all finna make these anti-tanking rules, which I think the vote is actually like May 20th or something like that. So all y'all fans of tanking teams, last season, again, y'all getting nerfed after this. I know y'all bringing that to the NBA, but it's gonna bring you more revenue because these teams are going to start trying more, bringing in their star players, things of that nature. You got AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer in this draft class, so that's gonna bring you a lot of revenue too, because these are like 3 big prospects, big names that's coming to the NBA. Bro, can we just make one place that I can just watch all the NBA games, please, bro? That's all I'm asking for. I don't know how much I gotta pay you, but I'm not paying for 4 subscriptions. But I'm gonna have to go shopping though. I'm making me if I have to go shopping. That's the truth. If I have to go shopping at like Hulu, if I have to go shopping to YouTube TV, y'all lucky I'm not doing that pirate and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say too much. I'm not trying to get. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. That boy, if Joel, if you're watching this video, which I don't think you do, I didn't watch like my first video. If you're watching this video, you put me onto that one app, bro. Hey man, back in the day when I was watching the playoff series on that one app, NBA don't make me go down that route, bro. I have a lot of integrity, bro. But don't make me go down that route. But yeah, that was a lot of but like, bro, NBA got me. Adam Silver got me messed up, bro. But anyways, I'm glad that you guys tuned into this episode. I'm glad that you are here playing. Start this week. Playoffs is this weekend. So excited, bro. I can't wait to get back to y'all next Monday to talk about the first games the first games are already been played. The plans already been played. We would have all matchups matched up already. If I got this 100%, by the way, y'all owe me like 100 likes on my video. Y'all owe me 100 likes on my video if I got all this right, cause boy, the West is not easy to pick, boy. The West is not easy to pick. Even the East is not easy to pick. Play-ins are such easy. It's such a hard game to pick because there's 1 game series, and like I said, that boy Spo got too much knowledge, bro. I can't even go against my boy Spo, bro. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm glad you watched all the way to the end. I'm grateful. I thank you for all the love that all you guys have shown. Make sure you go tap into the Foot Basket Podcast Instagram to stay updated with all Foot Basket things related. Make sure you go watch the other videos if you didn't tap in. That March Madness one was a banger. Not too many views had on that one, but that was a banger episode that I did. But yeah, if you haven't tapped in too much, just go tap into those videos. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you guys next week when the playoff games have already played. So yeah, I can't wait. Peace.